Welcome back, everyone. In the last tutorial, Rex walked you through the installation process and got you familiar with Resolume's user interface. So now we're going to get your composition settings set up and configured. That way we can be one step closer to having Resolume fully optimized for you. All right, let's get started. Okay, so let's head over here to the top left of our composition. We're going to click on this Arena tab, and then we're going to open up Preferences. Now for your general preferences, you should be good to leave all of this on default. As for our audio, this will be something I'll be covering in a lot of detail in our very next tutorial, as I'll be setting up audio reactivity for you guys. So we're going to skip this for now, and we will hop into this in our very next tutorial. So for your video preferences, we don't have much in here, as you can see. However, we do have a spot to set up a file directory for our freeframe plugins. Now, yours is going to be blank, but once you purchase and install plugins from Resolume's official plugin marketplace, which is JuiceBar, it'll automatically do that for you guys. But if you do need to adjust that, this is where you will do that. Now for your MIDI settings, this is where we will come in and we will activate any MIDI controller that we want to use in Resolume. You just want to make sure that your MIDI output is selected as well as your MIDI input for that specific controller. Now, if you do get this message, this is because the device is connected to another program. So I'm using this for Notch. So I won't be able to use that right now and activate it. You can only do that for one program at a time. So do keep that in mind. But if you do have any controllers that you are trying to use in Resolume, once you hook them up to your computer, they should be reading in here. If they are not, you can try unplugging them and plugging them back in and hitting this refresh button, and it should show up here for you. For OSC, here's where you'll adjust that. Same for DMX. Now for your recording, this is where you will set up your settings to record anything that you'd like to in Resolume here in your composition monitor. So whatever you are outputting, however you're mixing, what effects you had added on to it, you can record that in real time and it will save as a clip here in Resolume. So here's where you will adjust all these settings. I would recommend just leaving these on default for now. Same for clip rendering. For defaults, here's where you will adjust your default preferences. For instance, you can change your default layer blend mode, which we will cover blend modes in a future tutorial. I would recommend that you go ahead and switch that from add to alpha, as that is a better blend mode for layering. Now you can also adjust here like your video clip transport based on your timeline, BPM sync, SMPTE, some timecode stuff. Same for your audio, but I recommend leaving these on timeline for now. The only thing I would personally adjust is going to be your default blend mode. Nothing to cover really in here with these last few, so let's go ahead and skip over to our composition settings. So let's click on the composition tab. We're going to open up settings, and if you haven't named your composition yet, this is where you'll do that. So I'm just going to name mine Ikshana. And then you'll want to change the aspect ratio of your entire composition. So let's go ahead and do that, and we will change it to 1920 by 1080. So if you're using a 4K display, this is where you will also change that. Just come here and switch that to 4K. And then let's change our frame rate. I'd recommend that you put it on 60. However, if you are on a computer starting off and it's doesn't have the best specs in it, as far as a graphics card and whatnot, and you can't quite push 60 frames, you can go ahead and set that to 30 until you have the proper hardware. But I would recommend using 60 if you have that. It'll just look a lot cleaner. So let's click apply. Now you can see that we have changed our composition aspect ratio. And we're going to head over to our view tab here. Actually, in our output tab, we have a couple of settings that I would like you guys to activate. And that's going to be your spout and NDI settings. So just make sure you turn on your texture sharing spout and then do the same for NDI. Now I'll cover what NDI and spout do in a future tutorial, but for now I just want to make sure you go ahead and have those active within your composition. Alright, so now let's hop into our view tab here, and this is where we will adjust the way that our user interface looks within Resolume. So I'm going to optimize Resolume a bit for you guys, and we will check and uncheck some some of these settings that aren't currently active, or we'll remove some that I don't think are necessary. But yeah, let's start from the top. So show Ableton link is off by default. Unless you're using Ableton, I don't think that you need to have this active. As for your show audio controls, I personally turn mine off. That way I just have this one slider over here to control my video opacity for my layers. But that's personal preference. If you want to have that on and you want to have access to your audio slider here, you can do that. So I'm going to turn mine off. For autopilot, I suggest leaving that on. For beat looper, you can only see this if you're using BPM sync. So go ahead and leave that one on. For your big column triggers, I personally like to have mine on. You can turn that off and it kind of opens up a little bit more real estate right here. But I'll leave mine on. Show clip speed sliders on layers, we're going to leave that on. We're going to leave cue points on. Your crossfader is going to stay on. Your dashboard should be on. And then let's go ahead and turn on the show FPS and stats. So this is really important to have active. As you can see here at the bottom of our composition, we now have access to what's going on under the hood. So we can see what our RAM percentage is at, what your VRAM is at, and how much frames per second you're getting. So you want to keep a close eye on your FPS stat here. If anything is causing you issues with the Resolume and it's freezing, you'll be able to see here that what your FPS is at. So if it's dipping quite a bit, you know that something is definitely wrong and we need to troubleshoot and get that fixed. But this should be at a steady 60 or 30, whatever you have your composition set to. But yeah, it's really good to have this active, so make sure that you have that setting turned on. We also want to make sure that we have our FFT gain on. Now, this will be what we're using for our audio reactivity, so I'll cover this in more detail in our very next tutorial, but let's go ahead and have that active and ready for now. Now for show help, I recommend you keep that on for now as you're getting more familiar with Resolume. If you look over here at the bottom right of your composition, you can see that we have something that helps us and gives us an idea of what things are once we hover over it. So that's good to have active. So next we have show layer transition controls. I personally like to have this one turned on. We get a nice visual representation between the duration of our clips, and I personally find it a little bit easier and quicker to adjust the duration between the transitioning of our clips here versus coming over here into your layer panel and adjusting your transitions that way. Because here we can also adjust the duration and change the transition blend modes just as we can do that here. But that is personal preference. I do like to have mine turned on, and I like to have this active over here in my layers. Now next we have the layer transport controls, and I would like you guys to get in the habit of making sure that all of your content's transport controls are set up ahead of time. So with that being said, there's really no reason to have this turned on and active in real time, because personally you should have your transport controls set up for you already. Now you can adjust that here within your clip panel. You can change it from loop to bounce to random. But again, I recommend you doing that ahead of time and making sure all of your clips are set up how you like it. That way your composition is just ready to go. And then you can also adjust you can set your MIDI controller to swap back and forth the timeline, whether you're going backwards or forward. So really there's no need to have this set up, and it does take up a lot of real estate within your composition. So I personally like to turn that one off. Now next, I'd say leave the undo toolbar on. Really, that's personal preference as well. It's not super necessary to have there. You can always Control Z, Control Y. So next we're going to hop into our property panels here. And by default, you'll have your clip, your composition, your layer, and your monitor panels all showing. Now this is for good reason, and that's because we are in and out of all these panels quite a bit, right? So we are going to leave those turned on. Now the group panel is not active by default. However, I'm going to turn mine on because I use groups. So groups will be something that we cover in a future tutorial, but once you familiarize yourself with them, I would recommend having a group panel open as well. And then we're going to hop over here to our browser panels, and that's these over here. Now, it kind of falls into the same sentiment as I was explaining earlier, where we don't necessarily need our transport controls active because we should have everything built out ahead of your gig, right? And I'd say it's the same sentiment here with having your browser panels open, because you should already have everything dragged and dropped within your composition and should already be set up. Really, there should be no reason to come in here and um, pulling files from your computer. However, if you do that, feel free to have those open. But I'd say this is more of a feature to have open when you're actually building out your show file. I will say though, I do actually use my effects browser panel mid-show because sometimes it is fun, right, to drag and drop effects in real time. And let's say you think an effect would look cool randomly, and like, you know what, I'm gonna throw that in my composition. This makes it super easy to where you can just drag and drop that in there. But I would recommend that you turn off a lot of these. They're pretty much unnecessary uh, day of show. So you can just come in here and you can turn them all off individually, and it will actually open up quite a bit of real estate for you. But yeah, so that's going to wrap it up for our composition settings and our preferences outside of our audio. So that'll be what we discuss in our very next tutorial. I'm going to make sure that your audio settings are set up for you correctly. That way we can start processing audio reactivity within Resolume. So go ahead and click on that next tutorial, and I'll catch you guys in there.